Okay, here we are again. Mic is set to medium noise cancellation. I guess I really didn't hear that yesterday, but I'm sorry if you hear that, Cobra, and it's bothering you. But it is very, very cold here in the Northland right now. Negative 25 with the wind chill, and trust me, there's wind. It blows. That was funny. Come on. What are we looking at? Looking at something that J-Dog gave me. I was overlooking at his project, and his significant other probably isn't going to hear me say this, but all of the it's a division between the kitchen and the living room, because they just don't want it open, and I still don't think it looks all that bad open. But having said that, she wants a arch in there, octagonal arch, but all of the lines in the entire thing that you can see, right down to a nice artistic wall that she did that has it kind of, instead of making it a normal wall, it's built out, furred out with different lines, and everything is straight. Everything that you look at in the entire place is a straight, hard line, and then she wants an archway. Of course, I would not step in between, a friend and his significant other, because most of them probably don't like me anyway. I mean, I've changed. I've gotten on the positive side on a few of them, and it honestly makes me feel really good. But in this particular case, I think it's just a stupid decision to put a radiused archway in a house that everywhere you look has a hard, square, 90-degree line. Not to mention, it would be so much easier. I mean, I could even make it ornate instead of just being I could kind of build it out, because it has sort of a tray-looking ceiling, where it kind of steps down. And segue, J-Dog is the one that gave me this. Ursa Minor's, it's a sour. It's a blueberry cherry lemon sour ale. And must be around 5. If it's more than 5, I guess I would be. I'm not seeing it anywhere on here. Ursa Minor, by the way, is like, not today. I couldn't just run out the door and get there without dying of exposure. But they are mile and a half tops from here, and they are what's known as in the Lincoln Park area. Oh, okay, I found it. It's just printed on here, and you could go to the once again, Ursa Minor. I haven't even opened the can, and I'm already disappointed with your product. I remember one day I was over at the liquor store, and this guy's going, "Can I help you?" He was a rep, and I said, "Yeah, I review beer on YouTube, and I've never kept a friend of mine was keeping a database, but she since then got rid of that. And I used to be able to, go over and search to figure out what I've reviewed and what I have not. And I said, I'm always looking for something new, interesting that I have not reviewed. And he's like, oh, one of my favorite beers is anything from Ursa Minor. And at that point, I actually looked at him and I said, well, I'm sorry, but I can't take you seriously moving forward, because I have yet to have anything from Ursa Minor worth a shit. This is, for us, this is right around the, I don't even know what of the 3 cameras. Is it that one? That one? Oh, it's the top one. This is, see, for us, you can buy alcohol at a convenience store. I can't see because of the glare. I know that I'm recording, and that's what's important. For us, you can buy alcohol, only beer, at a convenience store, but it's like 3.2, and this is 3.7. So, I mean, I'm not saying in order to have a good tasting beer that it has to be chucked full of alcohol, but it's a little something that I prefer, because most of the time I'm not drinking it for the health benefits. Do you actually notice the difference if I oh, something died in this glass. Now it's floating. That's awesome. If this was Cobra's, he'd probably... actually, if it was Cobra's, he'd see something like this and go, oh. We cannot partake in that. I don't know. Is there anything to the whole dented can? If the can has a dent, as long as it hasn't been penetrated, as soon as you penetrate her, that's when I think the problems start. No, I don't think that's when the problems start. Once you've penetrated her, that is a problem. It doesn't smell good. I wonder if anyone from Ursa Minor ever sees any of my reviews. They're like going, we gotta find this sumbitch. No, they just don't do good. They don't do good craft beers, and I'm sure there's a reason J-Dog gave me this. Seriously, it smells like shit. Okay, and they're big cans. And Mr. 27, I do not apologize. This is B&E. B&E does not have the partially naked big jug girlies back there. Today is Friday, and I think is it like Flight Friday or Flying Friday, or I don't know. There's actually a lot of pictures in this folder. I actually must have spent some time on this one. So yeah, I'm delaying. I'm delaying this right now. I got backups though. My sister went and got me some. I like the beer. I know I'm supposed to. I guess I'm supposed to still be against it because they went woke and got broke. But for something out of a can, I do like the Bud Chiladas. My sister called and said, "Is there anything I can get on the way home?" Beer, lots of beer. And you want to know how cold it is? The one vehicle that we have owned now since 2016 that has never, ever let us down will not start. And that's the 2016 Honda Pilot. The van started. Mike's car would not start. My sister's car started. And I'm willing to bet you any amount of money that you have right now that if I press the button on the remote for the Dodge, that it too would start. And it is not plugged in. And I generally do not like to start that big diesel cold without being on a heater, especially when it's negative 27 degrees. Okay, I've pedaled this bitch as far as it'll go. I have to commit. Ursa Minor, at least you're consistent. This sucks like everything else I've had from you. I don't even want it to be seen. Okay. Sharky says on the wrong video, he's on Hop Slam. Cheers all. Bloody work is hectic and got in the way. Here we go, catching up as usual. Then he says, shh, on to the previous one, classic little E outro. Whoops, sorry, it's probably nice and clear though. Sharky, cheers all. Hey, Matt, here we go on the Beers and Matt. On Beers and Matt again, Sharky says, SH. Will they ever leer? On Untitled Arts Peach Mango Smoothie, Smile Money says, first bean first. Then he says, wow, tough competition. Bad says, greetings, Smile Money. Rich says, cheers all. Bad says, cheers, Rich. And a big thank you to Rich. Rich has, not surprising, Rich has opened up his home to take in this stray 12 hours after I've left on Monday. I will be overnighting it at Rich's place. Now I'm actually a little concerned about the fact that the Honda does not have a plug-in heater. For the first time ever, did not start. And wait, there's more. I am going to have to search because I don't know where they are. I have an expensive shit pair of jumper cables. When I say that, I mean it. They were something like $70. And like the first winter that I went to use them, the plastic that they use to coat the cables, it's like every time you tried to, like if you were to wrap them back up so I could put them under the seat of my truck, they would just crack. And there's areas that wire is actually exposed. It's nowhere that positive and negative can touch each other, but I'm going to need to find those. Because the 2016 Honda Pilot hides the battery in the engine compartment. Even AI, my girl Aura, said that Honda engineers every now and then do stupid stuff, and this is one of them. The air in box, which isn't like a couple of clips and I can just quickly pull it out of the way, after looking at it with 27 degrees below zero, I came to the conclusion that this is stupid. I barely have access to the positive terminal. You can reach between something, I don't know what it was, and the air box and flip the plastic cover open to gain access to the positive, and you don't even get access to the positive post. The positive post is somewhere else, and this is a coupling of wires. You can get to that. Now, the negative, you can't even see it. It's buried. The battery is sitting like this. The air box is sitting like this. So you can get into that positive post and forget. No matter what I did, I could not even see the negative terminal. Of course, I've never even seen the engine on this particular vehicle. First of all, the maintenance has always been done by the dealership, which has only, they replaced something on the air conditioning unit that was under a recall. Other than that, we've had nothing. Oil changes. That's it. It's been just a super reliable vehicle, and of course, it's now taunting me with this whole Monday's supposed to be even more brutal when it comes to temperature. Weather-wise, I think I'm okay. It's going to be cold. So, I don't know. I mean, I might have to get it started and bring the van around and put the van out front and put the car close to the garage. Can't even do that because the truck's in the way. And I can't park the truck where I've been parking the van because the van is much longer and it would block. I'm sorry that you had to be part of my own domestic. Thanks to one of you or several of you, I do have a magnetic heater, which would be a possibility. And I also have I think you're supposed to glue it onto the surface, so that won't happen. But yeah, I might have to bring the magnetic one with me when I stop at Rich's overnight. I don't know I'll have to look. Temperature might not be as brutal in his neck of the woods, but yes, a big thank you to Rich. I'm planning on leaving between 3 and 4 a.m. Monday morning. It's a 12-hour ride. Get down to his place, hopefully at or before dinner time. Be able to have a bite. Not even necessarily even worried about going to bed super early. For some reason, it is an absolute miracle if I make it to 6 a.m. anymore. Lately, I've been getting up between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and I come downstairs and I do some yoga and some meditation and lied about all that. And then I watch Timcast, the show from the night before, which is usually 3 hours. Lately, Christine has been getting sick and tired of politics. She's like, same shit every single day. It's like all these people are just fucking retards. It's like, what has happened to our society? It's everything that used to be right just went wrong so long ago. I don't mean to get into politics once again, but how is it that these retards cannot do the math or even look stuff up? How many people were deported by Obama? How many people were deported by Clinton? Trump is at like 1.5 million. And wasn't it like 10 or 11 million for Obama? I can't ask the useless bitch because I think she's actually still in the garbage. Now that I think about it. Actually, I'm kind of wondering now if I took out the garbage. Huh. I might have actually Nope. At the very bottom, as full disclosure goes. I mean, like, the only reason even to keep Google is this particular one does not sound terrible. I don't know if I get the right answer, and you guys have my girlfriend. And I can't remember. I have her upstairs, but yeah, it's not even worth pursuing. We all know you can do the math. Trump has deported, and Trump is deporting criminals, illegals, non-U.S. citizens. And yet, the retards, known as the Democratic Party, is thinking that he's true evil and ICE is terrible. Yeah, it's Trump derangement syndrome. Other than that, you could not convince me any other way. J-Dog is here at work. And Bad says, "Greetings, J-Dog." Then J-Dog says, "Hey, it cooperated." Cheap old gun guy said, "I would always rather be happy than dignified mega. Smart money. Oh my, imagine snow in January in northern half of the U.S. Who could have ever saw that coming? For us, February and March are actually the snowiest. It's just that nobody remembers because we could literally have 2 feet of snow on a Monday, be 65 degrees on a Tuesday, and 40 degrees on a Wednesday, and get a foot and a half on Thursday. So it's like, here we are, and it melted. Here we are, and it melted. But yeah, this for us, the brutal cold usually does not coincide with the abundance of snow. I can't. Sorry, I can't drink that shit, Ursa Minor. I'm thinking, what do I have that would possibly give that taste? What I could add to it that would... I'm looking at something, and that would be the 99 proof sour apple, but I'm not really... well, there's no alcohol really in that already, so... And you can see how much of this I've been drinking. Apple liqueur. Let's see, what could possibly go wrong? Poco. Well, hello there, Poco. Bad says, greetings, Poco. Poco says, hello, Bad. Yeah, Poco, yeah, in no hurry. I remember back when I did the video on the Omega Skinner, and I think I was about 5 seconds into reviewing this badass, and I remember making the comment that I like this. I like a grip that actually feels like there's something there. You know, it's got a little meatiness to it, and it's very sharp. And the sheath is one that I actually like. Instead of being right here, it actually comes up so that it gets the majority of this from poking into your rib cage. And I remember making the comment, don't anybody even bother telling me that they want this, because this is not going anywhere. Poco's like, I really like that. So now it's in the pile of stuff going to Poco. Then, remember making the comment about these the Ridge Light. Now, see, as full disclosure goes, if it would have worked out, Poco, you would have been, once again, nobody would have spit on the hole. They would have just gone straight in dry, and you're fucked. He made the comment that, I have a use for that. And I'm like, no, I want to use it to try to light that up a little bit more. And I tried, Poco. I actually tried to have it be under here to give more light to this. I mean, I thought I'd set the mood for you guys today. I just decided, but I tried it, and it was little to nothing for the effort. And I went, well, my brother Poco wanted it, so now there's another item in your box. And I'm not just going to sit on this. I mean, obviously, you are screwed, because I'm kind of on a screwed budget right now. Like, I'm leaving the girls, and Christine's like going, I don't even know how I'm going to buy food next go around. I go, well, at least you don't have to buy it for me. Yeah. So I got a little delay because I'm not driving straight to John's. I mean, I'm taking advantage of this. I want to spend a little time with Rich. Rich would be the least amount. And trust me, if it wasn't for the fact Rich has been here a bunch of times. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm good friends with Rich and he's like a brother, I would have just driven right on past. But since how he was the one that pointed it out, and then I looked at my route versus where he lives and went, oh, yeah, if you don't mind, even if I sleep in the car in your driveway, I feel better about that than a truck stop. But then the following morning, I'm only 8 hours away from my next stop, and I don't know how long I'm going to be there. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be an overnight. 2, 3, depending on how much fun I have, maybe more. I know I need the money, and I know that the sooner I get to John's up in Maine, I will be working for him and making money. But it's always that but where it cancels out everything you just said. But straight from my heart to your ears is, when I die, I am never, ever going to be thinking on my deathbed how I really wished I would have worked more to spend time with friends and family. And I am on a mission. Anyone that's, hearing me say this thinking that, oh, just once again, it's the same bullshit. No, I am delivering a whole bunch of stuff, and I am being very, very well compensated for my trip. So that is the answer to all of the bullshit. But then from there, I am going to be up in Maine for a month, and on the way back, Smile Money, I still, obviously, you and Kev Dog hear me whenever I do a video, say this, so you boys both know, but I haven't talked to Pete yet. He's all the dots all in a row, so it really wouldn't make much saying, hey, eventually I would like to be able to stay overnight in PA and hang out with you guys, and go somewhere and let me experience this whole PA food thing, and get the opportunity literally in one stop to meet 3 of the friends that I have had for over a decade now, and never had the pleasure to shake your hand and spend some time with you in person. So then after that, I'll probably still have to stop somewhere and sleep in a restaurant or a truck stop for a while, because it took me 24 and a half hours to get from my house to Jerry's in Pennsylvania, so I'm sure it's still a nasty ass last part of the leg. Or I go from PA back to Rich's place. Plan it for your Buffalo Wild Wing night out. We'll see. I don't know. All I know is, I don't want to put my household in the financial ruin, but I'm also going to be this moment in time. Oh, see that? It's already gone. That moment in time is already gone. And I am planning on going to my deathbed with as few of regrets as possible. McLean, what about the West Coast tour? Smile Money says, well, Maine has a higher bidder for the event. Their beer economy boomed during his last trip. McLean says, the Smile Money, Eric is clearly in the pocket of Big Drink. Yes. Big Drink. Hey, McLean, would you like to tell the class about you sitting at a table with your mother-in-law sporting a gigantic erection? His mother-in-law had nothing to do with it. Trust me. That, as far as I know, she's an anti-erection or partially anti. I might have sent him something. Okay, let's see if this got any better. I probably could have not put as much of that in here, believe it or not. Well, you know what? They're not going to drink themselves. McLean, can't you get those gummy sandpaper cleaner tools? Hold that thought, McLean. So we mosey over here and I can actually walk to something. Oh, hey, thanks, McLean, for your question, because I found a couple of ink cartridges. Oh, I got to bring these with too up to John's. Some work gloves. Oh, and what's this? A triple defense Shackley immunity. I should probably do this. Add this to my drinky poo. Okay, got some work gloves. I'm gonna put those right there on the stairs. A couple of ink cartridges for a broken. Evidently, the package is open. Let's see, that one is white. This one is white. The one that is in it is white. So, thanks, McLean. If you wouldn't have asked me about that, I knew I had them. I had no idea they were over there. That's for this guy, and I have actually been using it. I've been printing out the name of the Holtzman knives that I have been privy to, because I also like to show my respect to Nathan and Holtzman Guerrilla Survival by going over and giving a fair review. What you're talking about is the whole belt cleaner, and we have tried these, and it's pretty much a no. It doesn't really do shit, believe it or not, for this particular circumstance. I mean, I'm sure someone like you who has done stuff like this before understands what 16 grit looks like. You know, when they talk about doing automotive work, you like start at like 600 grit and you might go to over 4,000 grit for wet sanding. 16 grit. If I actually had the belt in here, it literally is rocks glued to paper. Now this, I actually have this for, the sander that, Jolson purchased for me when I did the project for his, beloved one. I feel so sorry for her. I just do. Mrs. T, if you happen to hear me say this, you are like a social worker, a caretaker, and an angel, like all just put into one person. She is truly awesome. Jolson, I have no, but yeah, he sent me this. I believe he sent me this for when he purchased the machine for the AR build that I did, as was her Christmas present. I made stuff shiny. No, that's never really worked. I tell you what does work though, McLean, if you're ever renting a belt, or if you're ever refinishing a hardwood floor covered in 100-plus-year-old varnish, is WD-40. We would just buy a couple of bring like 4 cans to the job. 2, I prefer 2 cans, but bring a bunch of it to the job, and you just simply mist the floor with WD before you fire up the drum sander, and it causes all the little boogers that the creates. I mean, because it kind of builds up on the pad, but the WD kind of allows it to build up until it hits a certain weight, and then the momentum of spinning around like a centrifuge, the bits fly off. Trust me, that gets your attention when you're drum sanding, and it's just like monotonous because you're like 4 hours into a gigantic project, and you're like, you get to the wall lift, put the head back down, backing up, your head move over 4 inches, and all of a sudden a bunch of them gummy bears build up, hit the paper, hit the clearance, so it kind of makes the machine lift for a second as they go shooting past your feet. The number one tip is never drum across a 220 volt power cord, or 240 volt. 220, 240, what's the difference? NIHAP would clear that up. You do not piss in the Wheaties bowl of a master electrician unless you're coming with receipts. Smile money. They already have sent these people to California, Minnesota, and New York. There is your proof of concept. Sometimes it's nice to know what I was talking about when you guys leave explanations, because it was yesterday or more, and there was alcohol involved. I'll just go, okay, smile money, I love you. Can't wait to see you. Like I said, when I actually hit John's driveway, I'll know roughly within a day or two. Unless, of course, John's like, I could use you for a little bit more. I mean, my problem is I will have a client that will be 2 weeks beyond when I think she's ready for me. But where do you fall when you're on a job? Do you leave a job to go to a job? Except John, of course. One of my jobs, I will be making about 4 times. I mean, that's why owning your own business is lucrative as long as the phone rings. Greetings, Captain. I'm a huge fan of Untitled Art. They make some fantastic beers. Yes, they do. I have never had anything from Untitled Art that was maybe even a 7 on my scale. Let alone some beer companies that can't even get to a 4. Tom, howdy, Captain. Been speaking with Tom today we've had some weather chats. Bad says, greetings, Tom. Those two, of course, know each other fondly. Smile money. Cobra was right. The guzzling sound is not good. Cobra says it's disgusting. I may have to unsub. Smile Money says to Cobra. Smile Money says to Cobra, don't leave. Just turn down the sound and put on closed captioning. Cobra says, closed caption, glug, 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 glug. I can't win. Hey, wait a second. I tell you what. Tell me, it could be the fact that it is sitting on my table. We have another option. Do we have another option? You might not like this option. Well, you guys will like this option. Some blue-haired cunt might not like this option. Let's see. How powerful is this magnet? Oh, my. Oh, my. Very powerful. Okay. Let's see if that... I mean, I don't know if I should have that. Yeah, I think everything's back. Did I put the we'll just do that. See what happens. I noise canceled myself out. I mean, maybe because it's not actually close to my throat, Cobra, there'll be no guggling sounds. Let's test that theory. You ready? Just kidding. I win the biggest lottery. I will learn how to fly a helicopter and own one. J-Dog, -19, -42. So -19 without the wind chill, -42 degrees at 10 p.m. We should have, if that's the case, J-Dog, we should have moved the needle. Well, no, they always use the 19. They don't usually use the wind chill as a record setter. Smile Money said, did someone pray to have Minnesota freeze over? You know why? Because we're all covered in ice. Do you notice if I look at that camera versus that camera versus you? Is there enough separation? Ow, that hurt. I'm getting hungry. I'm hangry because I've had just coffee today. No, I had a piece of beef jerky. I bought 2 pounds of jerky to make it to New York. Well, actually, Maine. But I was supposed to start eating my jerky right here on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday at the latest, and now it's going to be all the way to, I might have to get more, which sucks because my last trip to Superior Meats, I had 1 pound of jerky from my sister. She loves the Colorado. It's her treat and her snack. A pound of jerky lasts her about a week. But I got 3 pounds of jerky, 4 pounds of hamburger, and 2 marinated chicken breasts, and it was over $80. Beef jerky has really gotten out of control for prices. It's $39 a pound or something like that? Cobra says, oh, damn, I thought you were on a road trip. I guess I wasn't paying attention to your itinerary. I was supposed to be on a road trip. Smile Money says, I do a trip. I get in a car. I tell Google where I want to go and head out. Eric has to plan what he's wearing. You have the gun, the holster. I mean, does this holster look good with my jammies? These are all important questions. Then here's where it starts, where you start to really, where your mind is going to be completely blown, is then I start thinking about the work EDC is going to be the Cyclone, and my razor blade, my Lennox folding razor blade. Those are the work ones. Now, when John says we've had enough for the day, and I get showered up, come downstairs in my jammies with my firearm, then there's the nighttime, the flashlight, and what knife am I gonna have on me while I'm out there? I have a few put aside. I'm gonna change it up, even though I'm out there. I know I'm bringing my Holtzman for sure. I'm bringing this, but I'm also thinking about bringing the CRKT. I can't even remember what model it is. The one with the kinetic, that stuff. Yeah, I struggle bust, and I haven't backtracked on my EDC firearms, but I think I've added to it. I think I am going to be bringing the two that have the most hours. I think the HK VP9 Tactical and the HK VP9 have overcome the hour count that was probably held by the little Walther 40 cal. But holding some, now it's not that it possesses anything more. I think the HK VP9 and the VP9 Tactical, especially with my setup with the Olight light laser and the Holosun red dot. Or is that a green dot on that? A green dot on that one. The green dot on that one has actually seen a little bit of competition, and I'm telling you, it's only because of one reason. And again, Jim, Hornet Fixer, if you are watching this, I just so you know that your gift has not gone sitting around in the safe. The XDM Elite 3.8 Springfield has been has seen it's I know, especially since I purchased the extended mag and then handmade and hang on. I don't want to pull the trigger. Seriously, handmade adapter for the hell. Okay, we have other options. Wow, probably need to delouse this thing. I tell you, it's not that this guy has anything over the HK. What it does have, something has, maybe I won't be bringing it. I don't know. something has happened, and the mag release. You are seeing a failure of a weird kind. I have dirt or something that is making the I told you I've been carrying it. I have some dirt or something that is in the mag release. And the reason that the mag wouldn't stay in it is because the button had stuck in the pressed. And it is, I love this thing for that. It is ambient. So is the HK. I don't think the HK is ambied for. I think I have to choose. This is a true ambi mag and slide release. Slide release on both sides and mag release on both sides. But I got some gunk or something in there, and that's what happened when I pressed the button. It had an issue there for a moment. So I am going to have to thoroughly clean this. Which is why I so desperately want to upgrade the optic on it. Again, I guess, it's one of those things where, some of my friends that, understand that sometimes it's just want a quality piece with specific features, and you just don't want to settle or compromise, which I don't settle or compromise. I'll wait. Instead of getting something that I don't want, I would rather wait till I can afford the one that I want. Yeah, I think I might have to actually either keep goofing off with this thing or actually pull it apart, because it's working right on the passenger side. Oh, whatever gunk was in its way. I mean, it's not like I'm not blaming Springfield or the gun, because I have this stuff on my side when I'm at work. It was sticking, but all of a sudden on the driver's side, it has cleared itself out. So, I always, just because give yourself as much of an advantage as possible, I always +1, so full mag with this extended one. And I know it does look a little on the goofy side because this one has a flared mag well. I think I can take it off, but it actually locks in my fingers twice. I get this finger locked in right here, and then my pinky is locked in on the mag with that seam in the middle. So I was like, I've never experienced what I was experiencing a moment ago. So with the button, You shouldn't have to pound it up in there. But if you do have to pound it up in there, try not to release too soon. But what I'm saying is my thought process is I am planning on taking 3 things with me now. I want to bring this. And the reason is because HK doesn't have a VP10. Say what you want, but there's a reason that I am known for my obsession with 10 millimeter pistols. So, I am planning on bringing both of the HKs. Maybe I don't need to bring both of the HKs. Maybe I'll just end up taking the tactical. We'll see. I do have a question for the group. Probably mainly focused at Nihap, because he is definitely the J-Dog. J-Dog was here last night after I got done doing the review, and he seemed shocked that I wasn't bringing Alice with me. I guess my biggest concern is the bullshit states that I will have to go through and be in. The unconstitutional states that I will be traveling through and be in. If you wanted my honest guttural opinion, fuck yes. Anywhere I go, I should have my EDC pistol or pistols, and I should have the what is in my bug out get home kit, and that is Alice, the T6Bs, the T6Bs plus that I got from Jay at Elite Ammunition, my drum mag, my extended mag, actually, that would be with me, and that's right there. That's all full of Hornadies. Yeah, I want to bring Alice with. I guess if I already have 3 counts of being wrong in the unconstitutional states, I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm J-Dog. I was before you made the comment, and I'm even more now leaning towards, Alice falls under the what ifs. What if the world turns upside down while I'm there? What if I am in a scenario where I need to defend myself to make it out? Because I'm sorry, if a bunch of these, especially with the shit that's going on right now, if some of these baby ass bullshit cunty libtard douchebags try to get in the way of me, I am not going to wait around to see if I would have lived, if I would have followed your. I'm gonna put it in low, and I wish that the computer on the Honda has snow, mud, and sand. It needs protesters. That's what it needs added to it. Because I'm sorry, if this comment right here, right now on the internet, because I know Smile Money's like, don't talk about the security in the gun room, and definitely don't bring the camera in there. No, none of that. But if this is the shit that fries me, I am not going to be the guy in California that was pulled from his semi and beaten to an inch of his life. I am not going to be someone somewhere else. Look at what happened here in Minnesota. A guy was wearing a fucking shirt that said freedom on it. And they were threatening to beat him to death. He had to remove it and leave it in order to get out of there. I'm not doing it. If I have to be beaten to an inch of my life or die supporting the United States of America, then I am fucking going down swinging. And if some of these piece of shit protesters try to stop me, there's a reason there's an accelerator. It's the one that's on the right. Now, let's see. Did I finish this? Whether, Smart Money, wearing how to select the right accessories. Oh no. Like whether, his 1911, will make him look fat and put his social media followers on high alert. Cobra says, don't forget the nail polish. He's got to get the right color applied for the trip. I have never, even goofing off with the girls, have I ever worn nail polish. Not saying that I wouldn't, because $20 is $20. Smile Money. We came down through New Jersey to get home from Maine. It looks like the shortest way to me. Well, then I guess I'm going to have to go around because I can once again, I skip going through Illinois and go through the upper UP. Poco, F8. Problem is that adds, I think it's an hour. F8 is a miss. McLean, Eric, please start rubbing your hands together 10 minutes before you come to bed. Please and thank you. Wade, I thought you were already headed to Maine and doing a couple jobs along the way. Smile Money says at truck stops. Wade says only at non-union shops. The rest areas. I was supposed to be gone by now. I changed the trip from leaving on Thursday, Friday to leaving on Monday. Monday is now my latest, unless along the route is completely screwed. I'm leaving on Monday. Smile Money says Fable Folk is like $20 a bottle. I don't even want to know what booze that expensive tastes like. Robin Leach hosted a show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And I remember it in the late 80s and 90s. I would expect to see something like that on a show, but not on a show from a basement in Duluth. Okay, Smile Money. $200. $200 is money that I would happily spend for the Fable. It's over $200 for Johnny Walker Blue. My Super One liquor, stuff like that is, Fable's not there. Johnny Walker Blue is. But $200, unfortunately, has become like the new norm over at, Keyport. $250 and less is pretty much most good scotches and whiskeys that I have had. Bourbons, unless you're getting something like Pappy or something just over the top, bourbons, you're usually topping out at $100 or so a bottle. But Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, I don't think you'd see something like that on there. Back in the 80s, yeah. If it was $200 back in the 80s, those people would be like, holy shit. Are you fucking kidding me? You'd spend that kind of money? But nowadays, no. It's when I see a decent bourbon, whiskey, or scotch, and it's under $100, color me actually kind of shocked. But Fable, at $200, if I had the money, I would happily pay $200 for the Fable. It is that good. If it's the only, no offense to Octomore is in a whole different category. Anybody that has ever been here or NIHAP, because that's where the shit comes from, if you have had the pleasure of having something from Brook Laddie, the Octomore series is just, this is like the NOS version of oxygen. It is, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, you've either had it and you understand what I'm saying. I mean, literally a shot. And I prefer to not just do it as a, let's just down this. No, enjoy this. It lights up your ribs. It's the peatiness is just off the chart. It's in a whole new realm. The 15-1 here is 59.1%. So you're talking about almost 120 proof. I mean, I am down. This is what I have left in Octomore. It used to be the top of the entire, where the thing hold 10 M16s. Used to be the whole rack. This one is 59.2. You can hear the jiggle. There's a little bit more of the 13-1. I'm not saying I've had some weird thoughts or feelings, but before I leave on my trip, I'm enjoying what I have here, just in case I don't make it back to enjoy it. That full disclosure thing. I poured the last of the Fable. I had a little tiny taste of it down here, and I brought it upstairs, and I was gonna enjoy it up there, and then I had to deal with getting the two-parter uploaded. I mean, it all worked out. I mean, I was able to add an intro and an outro. I may even still do that to this. I do like the fact that if I'm out in Maine or New York, that I can just do something straight from me to you without doing any editing. And if that's the case, that is exactly what is going to happen. I went upstairs last night and I got involved with talking to the girls and dinner, and I had actually set this down by the coffee maker and forgot about it. And when I came downstairs at 5:30 this morning and saw this sitting there, and I went, oh, sometimes you leave this out and like stuff starts to happen. I mean, evidently whatever the stuff is, that stuff refused to fuck with Fable, because it looked just like this looks right now. And I'm like, I am not pouring that out. I just got up. I walked downstairs. I haven't had any of my meds, which I'm down to like nothing in comparison. I know I'm supposed to talk to my doctor and talk about it, but I've gone from, today, I have gone from, by the time I go to bed, it was, from 8 to 2 of them. And, the other one that Johnny Watson said, ooh, the side effects from this one sound completely messed up. I've stopped taking that entirely. So I walked downstairs and saw this sitting there and went, oh, nothing flew in and died. There's no weird discoloration. It just looks like I just poured it. I am not throwing it out. So before I had any medication and even my first cup of coffee, I had that glass of Fable this morning. Life was pretty good. And it still is. Oh, it's so good, but oh, hang on. It kind of hurts inside a little to think that I am less than 8 shots away from not having Octomore in the collection. But it is what it is. And it was awesome while it was. So anyway, so the problem with ice issues is both sides are exaggerating their position. I would love to have had laid out in the firm detailed policy. Have it laid out in the firm detailed policy. I just do not make, it just does not make sense. What we have child rapists that are convicted just being let loose in even red states. Then why are police and judges not going to jail? The devil is in the details. Smile money. I have no answers. It's like everything that used to, no, it makes no sense. I don't have an answer to it. And it just seems like people that, I mean, I know when I say that these retard Democrats, I mean, it sounds a little brutal. And I remember that one time, I banked it off the wall. Sorry, I missed that. One time that Lily told me, you make comments like that. And maybe if you were like a little bit more impartial, that you'd make more friends and get your point across. And I don't get what's going on right now, because people that you would think could logically use their brain, they're no longer doing it. I mean, to stand here and act like Trump is like a dictator or something, and yet his deportation numbers are they're nothing. They're nothing compared to what these libtards would consider to be their greatest presidents of all time. If you combined Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, Trump is never, ever going to achieve the deportation numbers. I'm sorry if that's irritating. But it's the truth. I mean, and then the can crusher. I hit the can crusher, which is right I screwed that up. No, I am not going to stick this. I'm just simply this is easier to bring upstairs. I will not tributize Ursa Minor to any space on my ceiling, because that sucked. My score on this is a 1, only because I'm drinking it, and I'm probably mostly drinking it because it has a different flavor than they intended it by adding the 99 apple. Found money. It will be nice to meet you in person. Hopefully you have a touch base with Pete. I can do it as the plans get firmed up. No, we discussed that. I'll drop a note to him tonight, but I don't have any information for him other than say in a month plus from now. Mr. 27 says he's 37th. Then he says, 22nd viewer. I'm so confused. Then he says, no salty man. No multi 357 man. He's double disappoint. I'd go out in the garage and touch yourself inappropriately. Cobra, ships are on the move. Yes. Cobra, can hear sound in both headphones now. Also, can hear your liver screaming in agony.
Fake news. Listen, you're being rude. You're fake news. You're fake news. Stop being rude. You're fake news.
Jolson says, Fox Cunt 4. F4 has already been called as a miss. Jolson, the next two are empty. The next two after that are already misses, then an empty, and then a miss. That helps at all. Write that down. Paul from PA Brew News. Paul, where are you in PA? I'll be in Maine, going back to Minnesota. You do the math. Get back to me. Joey, morning. What a way to start my day. That's right, with Folgers in your butt. Smile Money says, look quick. He is driving by your house. Joey says, I missed him. I should have left him a keg of beer on the lawn so he would have stopped, just like when I leave Santa a plate of cookies or milk. Joey, I doubt you're going to hear me say this, because if you're smart, you are not listening to me an hour and 16 minutes in. But I have something of yours here. You know, are we waiting for you to come here so that you can have it for, you know, or do you, I'll call you. Joey, A1, don't know if it's been called. Yes, it has. It was a miss. Salty, don't let yesterday take up too much of today's nakedness. Will Rogers. I thought that was him. Hemp Seed. Oh, I miss you. I'm going to be in Maine for a month. Do you want to do some sexting? Was that out loud? Shit. I'll edit that out, don't worry. Nobody will ever hear that. God, that is... Just look at that. I mean, if that was a bunch of cars in a parking lot, that would be impressive. Let alone at that speed. Hemp Seed, my baby, says maybe this year just hang out at the home show and network and evaluate if it's worth getting a booth later. You are 1,000% accurate on that. And that is exactly what I need to do. Thank you. EMT says, jerk off to J2. J2 is a miss. I still gotta figure out the taking this thing with me. Mr. 27, near or far, naked ninja guy will be using the power of his nakedness to vanish. Then he says, read Salty Man book. Thou art of my nakedness. Then he says, whiskey makes brew babes with big cans frisky. Multi 357 man. Multi 357 man. I'm with you. YouTube Alcohol Enforcement Agency. YTAEA. Your lack of whiskey representation is going to result in a fine of 1,000 bottles of whiskey. See you in court. Bad? I'm sitting here eating some stinky cheese. I just ordered some real provolone cheese to make my homemade pizza with to the next level. Ooh. I do my I do my Philly cheesesteaks with provolone instead of matzah because I just like that extra bit. Because lately I've been finding this smoked provolone. Bad. I also ordered some smoked Gouda, some 5-year-old aged cheddar, and some calamari cheese that I have never tried before. Me either. They have other kinds of Limburger cheese also that I have not tried yet. Yeah, all I can say is I will be bringing the 1, 2 in this one, 3, 4, 4 things of Limburger cheese. We got the Castle, which looks like it's aging nicely. We got the German. I'm taking this with me for the road. I'm going to have water, Limburger, beef jerky, Good thing you didn't have to listen to this on the microphone. Okay. Let's go to the club. Rich says, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Rich. Bad says, howdy, clubbers. Bad? Bad says, welcome to Friday. Pull up a chair, grab a beer. Brew Bommy. Sheet show. Okay, shit show is on. Bad. It's just me and Rich in the club today. Smile Money says, cheers, clubbers. Happy winter freeze. Bad says, there, Smile Money. Cobra says, let me in the clubhouse. It's cold outside. You have no idea. Then he says, D3. D3 is a miss. That is the club. What? Bad. Welcome to Friday. Okay. That. Over on Rumble. Smile Money says first. Being first. Probably going to end that with being the only one. And I hope nothing's missing, but I got to get going because I got to take care of dinner before Locked and Loaded tonight. So if I missed anybody's comments because you were over on the real video and got missed, I apologize. So I will be getting it in at least one more video before I hit the road. So cheers. Reach around.